Why are jobs so hard to find? Everyone has seen the memes online about how no one can find a job. You'll place that like, laugh a little bit, and then deal with the agony of realizing you have to deal with this too. Hi, I'm Pigeon Burrito. I'm a hobby artist who's been having to deal with the agony that is the endless sea of job applications. Unemployment numbers are slowly rising. Ghost jobs are still haunting us. Entry-level jobs ask for non-entry-level qualifications, and older people are still stuck working. Is the job market truly only doom and gloom? It's not even just, quote-unquote, our generation not wanting to work.
It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
There are genuine issues here. It's not people having to cut down on avocado toast or stop drinking coffee. However, I'm not saying you should go spend $8 at Starbucks every day because that starts feeling like highway robbery once you add up how much money you're truly spending. But recently, on August 1st, the Department of Labor released some new information about the job market here from July. Now, I'm not an economist or anything. I just read stuff for fun and give my thoughts on it. So feel free to tell me how wrong I am about all of this. In July, the two main numbers I want to highlight are the number of unemployed people who are quote-unquote new entrants and the number of unemployed people who are quote-unquote long-term unemployed. Firstly, new entrants means those trying to get their first job in the workforce, and then long-term unemployed is anyone jobless for 27 weeks or more. While both of those unemployed titles seem kind of no duh, I figured I might as well include these descriptions just in case. Now, onto the numbers. So, the number of new entrants increased by 275,000 people in July to a total of 985,000. Then, the number of long-term unemployed increased by 179,000 to a big ol' 1.8 million. Additionally, a fun fact to point out is that 4.7 million people are stuck in part-time hell unwillingly. Shout out to everyone who is stuck in part-time hell due to hours getting cut, not being able to find full-time jobs, or for whatever reason. You're helping the world keep spinning, especially if you're a part-time worker in fast food. We love our fast food here, which fast food also feels like highway robbery if you add up all the money you're spending. Like, I spent how much on Wendy's alone? Another fun fact I found funny was this. I'm just gonna leave it up and you can read. Which is just like, I wonder why. From 2023, the unemployment rate has been rising. It's risen approximately 0.7%. So, it's been a slow but steady increase. You can see there's some moments where it dips back down and then starts its ascent back up again. So, now I feel like that was me just putting stats to what we've all been feeling. The pain of not getting any money. I'm sure you've all dealt with this god-awful thing too, called ghost jobs. If you don't know what a ghost job is, then let's get into it. A ghost job is basically a job listing a company puts out into the world, with no intention of actually using it to recruit people. Congress.gov has a prettier definition that says online job postings for positions that do not exist, or that employers are not planning to fill immediately. It's basically just one big lie that makes us waste our time. Apparently these ghost jobs have been a concern since 2003, which is just wild to me. Y'all have been annoying prospective workers for over a decade. Companies aren't getting tired of posting these fake job listings either. According to a survey done by Resume Builder, in 2024, 40% of companies posted a fake job listing. Which, first off, why would you even admit to being scummy like that? However, also, according to the same survey, apparently I'm the only one to think it's scummy, because 7 out of 10 hiring managers believe it's morally acceptable to post ghost job listings. Maybe just because I'm not a hiring manager and have been applying for jobs the last few weeks, I'm feeling personally attacked. Maybe if I hadn't been throwing 40% of my job applications into a metaphorical trash, I wouldn't be thinking this practice was so immoral. So now we know what ghost jobs are. But why do companies use them? The reason companies use ghost job listings all just boils down to being profitable. The biggest reason is that fake job listings give off this impression of company growth. I personally think it's to mainly signal this to investors, but I also saw existing employees being a group these companies may be trying to signal to. The reason for signaling to existing employees is to show employees they are replaceable, or that their workload may increase, which just ouch. Other reasons given for ghost job listings are so that employers can evaluate what the pool for possible employees would be for a job. Employers may also be looking for a unicorn of an employee who just exceeds their expectations and would be a good addition no matter what. Additionally, companies may use fake job listings in order to act like they're hiring diversely, when in all actuality, they're only hiring internally. Now, you're probably thinking that ghost job listings suck, but they're not that bad because you're just mass submitting resumes anyway. However, ghost job listings don't just eat up your time applying. They also can eat your time up by having fake interviews. Imagine this. You're part of the increasing unemployed new entrants category trying to get a job. You just graduated with a bachelor's degree in, I don't know, let's just say business. You've been applying left and right. It's been what feels like months of just application after application. Hell, you've even applied for every position in McDonald's. Finally, you get an interview. Your heart fills with joy, only to later realize it was all a waste of time, and they were going to always choose that internal candidate over you. You wasted all that time in a mock interview when you could have been filling out more applications, where 40% of them are fake anyway. After that awful internal hiring fake job fiasco, our favorite business major decides to just try and update his resume, build his network, the common stuff. LinkedIn, Indeed, you know the drill. The stuff you're supposed to do. However, it's still not enough. Why is this all still not enough? It's not enough because every job application our business major applies for is asking for way too much. Internships don't count as work experience anymore. Volunteer hours are expected, but overall also doesn't count towards anything. Our companies say you need 2+ years of experience in anything to matter and are unwilling to help train you in anything. Meanwhile, people who were more experienced are losing their jobs and unable to find one of equal or more value, and thus they're forced to flock towards more entry-level positions. That's how companies are able to keep getting away with entry-level positions requiring non-entry-level qualifications. Companies know people with more experience have been laid off and will get desperate enough for a job eventually. While many people are losing their jobs from all age ranges, many are also still working even after retirement age. Some of these older people might just be bored and want to work. However, many of them are older individuals who simply cannot afford to not work. The cost of living has been increasing and people have been living longer, so it's only natural for this to occur. Now, after all that, can I say the job market is just doom and gloom? Honestly, no. The unemployment rate has actually dramatically lowered since the pandemic. It was at around 15% during the pandemic, and like we previously saw, it's at 4.3%-ish currently. Additionally, during the Great Depression, unemployment rates were at a shocking 10%. We've already gone through that, and we're able to bring the number back to a normal percentage overall. I'll feel like the job market is truly doom and gloom if the unemployment rate keeps rising. For the Great Depression, the rate doubled in just 2 years. If next year I see the unemployment rate is at 7 or 8%, then I'll start panicking a bit more. Additionally, regarding ghost jobs, many people agree that it sucks. There have been some state-level proposals about how to deal with them, but more importantly, there have been talks about expanding the Federal Trade Commission's efforts against ghost jobs. While it would be hard to discern if an employer was posting a ghost job or a true job, the mere talk of trying to enforce some rules about this practice are better than nothing. For the other issues regarding entry-level jobs being non-entry-level friendly and older people being in the workforce, I genuinely have no statements. I can only hope that entry-level jobs become entry-level again, especially as a current student. I am praying for them to be more lenient by the time I graduate. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm Pigeon Burrito, and it's also my first video. So if you didn't enjoy it, cut me some slack, leave me some criticism. Oh, also, additionally, all the sources I reference or used in this are linked below in the description.